Good morning, friends and St. Andrews family, and some of you who are just actually guests. This is my weekly, what I call Pastor Ponderings, and it's kind of a mixture of just kind of an update on Patty and I's cancer fight, and as well as just kind of some musings on how we're trying to wrestle with all of this in the context of our faith. And so I wanted to start off today with actually some really good news, and not just good news, miraculous news. And I don't use that word lightly. Patty, as many of you know, ended up in the hospital last January when they had discovered that her cancer, her breast cancer, had metastasized to the brain. And there was 11 tumors at the time. They said, we can give you radiation and you may live for 4 to 6 months, maybe 8 months tops. And we decided to do this radiation therapy. And when she left the hospital, she couldn't even walk. And after several bouts of radiation, she not only could walk, her tumors went from 11 tumors to 9 tumors. And then this last June, a brand new drug that specialized on breast cancer in the brain was FDA approved. And not only has it shrunk the tumors, this past week, during her treatment, for the first time in 3 years, her cancer markers are in normal range. That is completely unheard of on paper for her situation. And so we really see this as a miracle. And I really hold it to her tenacity and her confidence and her belief in healing. But I also believe it has a lot to do with so many of you who've been praying for us and holding us up in prayer. I think about all my friends who've been fighting these fires all around our country this summer and even in the last several months. And I think about how the firefighters create what they call a firewall around a community, where they just create an area that is protected. And I just feel like this prayer that you guys have surrounded our family. From the outside, what we're going through looks horrendous, but from the inside, we feel very loved and protected, and we believe it's from all the prayer that you've given us. And when I think of prayer, it takes me back to when Patty was diagnosed for the very first time. She was 37 years old. We were living in San Clemente. I was an associate pastor at San Clemente Presbyterian Church. At the time, Pastor Todd Bolsinger was not only a mentor, he was a friend and cared and loved for us well as the whole church did. And we had this tradition that whenever we took communion, the pastors would stand aside, and after people took communion, they could receive prayer from us, and we'd lay hands on them and pray for them. Well, when Patty was diagnosed, no longer did people come to receive prayer from me, but people would line up to actually lay hands on me. And it became this beautiful transition in my ministry and my life, because I'm not good at receiving. I was good at the pastoral role, at giving and playing that part. But something changed that week and that season where I felt like God was saying, Jim, let go, receive, and let people love you. And we did allow that congregation, that wonderful family of San Clemente Press, to love us. And so when we moved here to Tucson and got to be part of St. Andrews, the same thing happened. I didn't want to receive the love at times, but God kept saying, Jim, stop, receive, and allow people to love you. And I've watched the St. Andrews family love us in incredible ways. And even tomorrow night, I am humbled by the fact that you guys are doing a 24-hour prayer vigil for our family. And I have to be honest, the first time I heard it, I thought, oh, someone has to get up at 3 a.m. to pray for me. It's hard for me to receive. And again, I felt like God was saying, stop, Jim, receive, and allow people to love you. And so that's my message to myself, and that's my message to all of us. As many of us who are better at givers than receiving, stop and allow people around you, the people who care, to love you. So my prayer request for your prayer vigil and for all of you who have been praying for us is to continue that both of our treatments start reducing the tumors. And we're seeing that in Patty. And on December 3rd, I get my first scan, and I am feeling convinced by all of your prayers that we'll see some success in the chemo. You can be praying for the other issue for me is food. I am losing a little bit of weight. The first time in my life, I get on a scale and I want it to go up and not down. But I need not to lose weight, and I haven't lost a lot, but I'm losing a couple pounds a week, and food's a little weird with some of the symptoms I'm feeling along with the chemo, but also with the cancer and the gallbladder causes a lot of digestive issues. So be praying for just my digestion and some of that pain so I can eat more. Be praying for the holidays for us. I just hope the holidays are just a fun time of laughter, that we don't take them too seriously, but we just enjoy each other as a family. We are so thankful for all of you and your prayers. We love you and thank you. Amen.